Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, whether you're tuning in on the radio dial here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM. We welcome you all back to our program. Also, just joining us are our online affiliates around the world and our good friends at iHeartRadio.com. We're glad to have all of you with us as well. We are always trying to push you all outside of your comfort zone and to get you to be able to live your life with passion and purpose. We could not have a better guest joining us today that definitely exemplifies that. We're excited to welcome Jukka Hilden to our program today. You know him from YouTube's Red Ultimate Expedition, but also he's an individual who's been able to share his life with all of us through social media. We'll talk to him about that. As well as, of course, you probably have seen clips of him online as well. We'll talk to Jukka about this journey, how he first realized the importance of living life with passion, and also, of course, let you all know how to stay connected with him. Jukka, hello to you and welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. I love to live outside the comfort zone because that makes you feel like you're living life, right?
Exactly. Let's start there, if you don't mind, Jukka. I mean, you are a person that people recognize literally because of the wild and fanciful things that you've been able to do. Many of which have been chronicled, of course. People being able to see them on YouTube and other platforms. What has it been like for you to show people by example, Jukka, how they can be able to get the most out of life?
Just for me, it's been a childhood fantasy of taking the craziest or the most cartoon-like idea and then seeing if it actually works in real life. And that's just you think about, like, I don't know anything about crocodiles, but let's play a roulette of the winner gets bitten by a crocodile. Even though it's a baby crocodile, there's still that whole moment of how scared you are about those teeth. But right. It's been working fine because it makes me excited and it makes me feel like I live the fullest every day.
Right. Now, you have amassed this amazing following online, Jukka, who have stayed connected with you literally around the world. Could you have imagined by your being so naturally curious that you would be able to have fans that would be wanting to follow your work and look up to you?
Yes, I just grew up in a small town in Finland wanting to make my fantasies a reality, and I never planned for this kind of career. I wanted to be a ninja or a sheriff or a surf bomb, but it became a job and it became an inspiration, and that also motivates me to do more and explore more life where I see all the following and all the fans to keep pushing their limits. And I have a big thing nowadays. I'm calling out #AmADudes and fans around the world and asking for their dreams and how do they start taking those small little steps towards them. And, it keeps me motivated to see that they're actually, somebody wants to be a soccer player, somebody wants to learn how to do a backflip. And when they do it, and it just keeps me pushing my limits. I wanted to learn how to fly a plane this year, and I did. And I was able to do one of those death rolls and like a shark head move. On my own, which is absolutely crazy. I learned how to do a double backflip on a trampoline this year. I swam in a pool full of pythons. I got bitten by an alligator. So it just amazes me, how much life you feel you're living when you go out there and you do the things you didn't believe that you would never do.
Right, for sure. And I think, that is the interesting thing about you. When I was prepping for this segment with you, Jukka, I had to do a couple of things. One, to make sure I was pronouncing your name correctly, of course. But then I also think because, you have been able to really live your life outside the box. We talk a lot on this program about getting people to step outside of fear. Fear does not seem to be something on the outside that you have a problem with, but do you find that that's one of the reasons why you try the things that you do to make sure that fear is not kind of held over you?
Yeah, I don't want to live in fear or afraid of things that, make me scared. I don't want to be afraid to not do those. And I think everybody, just taking that leap of faith at that moment when you're on the edge and you're about to do something crazy, just take that leap of faith and notice that, or trust your skills, or then just trust that it'll all end up well. And when you're out of your comfort zone, I think that's where you learn the most from yourself or about yourself, because then you're not just doing the things that you already know that you can do or you're used to. And I think what I've found out is that people are most afraid in this life of things they don't know about. So when you take that leap of faith and you step into that pool and you let those 20-foot pythons in there, that's when you learn a lot. And that's when you learn that snakes don't bite in the water. And they're actually pretty chill.
Yeah. Well, I think I will just take your word for that, Jukka. If I can help it.
You should try it.
I think I'll pass on the snakes. Now, one of the pictures that you had posted on Instagram that really fascinated me, and there's a lot, if people are not following you, we're going to remind them how they can do that. But one of the great ones was you in the tub with the dinosaur. Talk to us about that experience and what that was like for you. Oh,
yeah, the monitor lizard.
Yeah.
That was generally scary, because when you look at the monitor lizard or Komodo dragon, you know that that's like the closest thing to dinosaurs that there is left in this world. You look at their skin and it looks like a harness, and their tongue and their eyes, and it's like one of those moments where you're holding him in your lap like a baby, and you're walking into the hot tub, and you're laying down, and you can feel your heart pump. And you got to just remind yourself that that's a monster, that's a beast in your lap, and you calm, because they feel if you're afraid, they're going to be afraid, and then they're going to attack. But if you're going to be able to keep your mind and yourself calm, they'll be chill. And what was amazing, by the way, I don't recommend this to anyone, because that beast could have actually ripped my face off in a second. But I most certainly wanted to do it. So, but the amazing thing that happened is I get down to the tub with it, and I keep calm, and I'm able to talk myself in my mind to stay calm, and I can get my heart rate down, and the monitor lizard actually falls asleep on my lap.
Yeah.
And that moment was just unbelievable until he peed on me. They pee when they fall asleep.
Well, you know, and that's what is captured on Instagram. Him sleeping actually on you. I don't think the peeing is captured, but I know that him sleeping on you, Jukka, is captured. I bring that video up. I bring that picture up though for another reason. I'm one of those people who reads the comments on certain things, and I was curious about the comments on this particular picture. There are two of them, if you don't mind, I wanted to share, and then us talk about it, because I think it goes to the heart of what you've been able to do. One of them said this: I absolutely love your show and blogs. They always encourage me to get up and live my life better every day. I thought that was powerful. Another one said this: this was absolutely extraordinary, seeing this gentle giant so comfortable. Shows there's beauty in every creature. Maybe I'll get to experience it someday. Now, when you hear comments like that or read comments like that, Jukka, does that kind of, make you feel as though everything that you do is worth it, and that people are getting what you want them to get from what you do?
That's what motivates me moving forward, because I want to use the vlog and I want to use everything I do as an inspiration to other people. I don't want to be a preacher that just preaches about certain lifestyle. I want to show it as an example, so I don't have to say anything. I can just go out there, push my limits, and do this epic shit, like I like to call it, and people notice it, and people want to start living life as well, because we're here for such a short period of time. We should make the best out of it. That's why my motto has always been live hard, live your dream, is, find your inner passion, what you want to do, and go out there and do it, and make yourself happy, and that way you're going to be able to be a better husband or a better father or a better friend to everybody when you're happy.
For sure.
Because it all starts from you. And I love those comments. I mean, most of all, I do it for myself, because I get such a feeling of that I'm living, and I'm invincible from that, doing all that. But then the extra motivation comes from everybody posting and supporting that movement, and then telling #AmaDudesen, I learned how to do that backflip. I practiced on it for 3 months, and now I'm able to do it. And maybe they even share a video, or I go to their Instagram and I see it, and it just blows me away. that I'm from Finland, from a small town, and I'm able to give inspiration for people to do this thing.
Yeah. We're going to talk more about your being an inspiration and also, of course, about the YouTube Red experience that you were able to host. Jukka, I want to say for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're joined today by Jukka Hilden. He not only is an individual who's been able to do many things that some people just think about, he's been able to experience it and chronicle it for us to be able to see it, but he's also the host of YouTube Red's Ultimate Expedition. We're going to remind you of that here. The last thing I want to mention before we get into the Ultimate Expedition, Jukka, is about the big summer you all had when it comes to the subscribers for Dutsons. I mean, over 3 million subscribers you guys reached over the summer. First of all, I mean, when you first saw that, how did that make you feel that many people were kind of tuned into this journey that you all were on?
It still, amazes me every day that place where you can post daily. And you have this audience, global audience, that comes in and wants to see what kind of shenanigans you've been up to. And that's because when I started, in '97, we were just doing VHS videos and selling them through sports stores in Finland. And the audience was not 3 million. Actually, we have two channels, so we have 3 million and 1.6 million. And the other one's a daily channel that we post daily to, and the other one we post, weekly too. So, getting 30, 40, or 50 million views a month is absolutely freaking crazy.
Right. For sure. Does it bother you? I mean, this is a question I've heard when I've had certain guests on the show, Jukka, who are in the public. I mean, it's almost like a balancing act sometimes of course, having fans the way that you all do, but also knowing that, that people look up to you and they call you a role model. Is that something that you're comfortable with, being called a role model?
I'm very comfortable with it because I'm responsible of the things that I do, and I also, if something bad happens, I show the consequences. And we're never mean to people. We don't curse. I'm a father of two kids, so I want to set an example of, live life to the fullest. If it's about what you want to achieve in life, and have your bucket list of skills you want to learn and weird places you want to travel to and all the epicness you want to experience. But also when you go home, I want to show, sometimes in the vlogs, I show how I go home and I just build a Death Star or a castle out of the sofa pillows with my kids and live in the moment with them and have fun with them. So, I'm very comfortable in being role model. Sometimes people say that, somebody got hurt being a copycat, but I think, it's, people have to know common sense, right? If I say don't do this at home and I'm getting bitten by an alligator, obviously, you should not go there and do that. That should be taught at home or at school. That's just something you don't do. I think it's if that responsibility is rolled on my shoulders and I'm being blamed of that, then it's just the society is a little wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. I got you on that. I bring that up, though, for this reason, because, again, as you mentioned, and I'm so glad you gave a little bit of the backstory, Jukka, because, as you said, when you all first started out, you all had no idea what this was going to turn into. But what you were able to do is to tap into the new media that's available to us through, YouTube and these other platforms. And now, of course, as I mentioned, in November, it was announced you're being, of course, the host of this show, Ultimate Expedition. First of all, how does it feel to be working with YouTube Red to be able to bring this show to the world?
Well, I love working with them because they're a new, young platform and there's no rules existing like there is with some of the older networks. And they're actually able to do things out of the box. And, for example, this show, Ultimate Expedition, we have 8 great cast members that all have social media existence and presence. And we weren't just doing one show. On top of that, we were doing their own shows on their own channels so that everybody, Chuck Liddell and Steve-O were part of the show. So you're seeing an episode of, whatever they're going through in the episodes, and then you can tap into Steve-O's channel to see what else did he do during that episode, and you can see him getting choked out by Chuck Liddell. So, like, the way we can tap into audiences around the world and the fans of our cast members is just amazing, and how all that sort of builds this ecosystem of audiences where everybody benefits. You get other, fans watching your content, and you get everybody watching the show, and if you want to know more about the cast members when you watch the show, you can tap into their channels and learn more about their journey. So I love it. I love YouTube Red and Google and how you can work with them, and they're not afraid. Because, back in the days, we would do an MTV show or, another show, and everybody's like, no, you can't post anything about the show except what, everything goes into the show, and you can barely even post a trailer. How do you ever benefit from our fans then? Because we can't even tell them that we're on this show. So Google, broke all those rules and just let us shoot whatever we want for the cast members, and then we did a killer show on top of that.
Wow.
So I really see this as a groundbreaking way to do and create content and do shows in the future.
Right. And I think, that brings up another great point, too, about content. I think for people who are looking for ways to be able to share their own creative voice, I mean, is that kind of what you tell people, Jukka, the importance of just putting the content out there, not being afraid to turn that camera toward themselves and to share a bit of themselves with the world?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to create content, you got to be transparent and you got to be genuine. And that's the way you'll find your audience. If you're interested to that niche group of people or a major group of people, I think what I love about the modern audiences is that they can call out bullshit as well. So that's why, when you're transparent and genuine and when you're enjoying and loving what you're doing, you'll find your audience.
For sure.
And I always encourage people to just start creating, because everybody has a lot of ideas and they like to sit on their ideas, but that's not being productive. Like, if you want to, you should just, everybody has a cell phone, so just take that cell phone and start shooting. It's not about equipment. It's not about fancy cameras. It's about actually just start doing. Take the leap of faith and start doing and learning. And that way, you're already creating.
For sure. In talking about Ultimate Expedition, then we're going to let our audience know how to stay connected with you. You posted this on Instagram last year. You said Ultimate Expedition was a combination of a dream, mental and physical challenge, and that it took you into other places. Talk to us about that. How did it do that for you? How was this different for you?
Well, Tokyo is a mountain, 20,000-foot mountain in Peru. 8 people died this year trying to summit that mountain. And now we took 8 celebrities, from Steve-O to Chuck Liddell to Gus Kenworthy, who's an Olympic athlete, or SS Sniper Wolf, who's the world's biggest female YouTuber at the moment. And I pushed their limits, and I tried to get one of them, at least one of them, on top of that mountain, on top of that summit. And it was absolutely crazy, because it's such a physical and mental struggle in that altitude, high altitude, where you fall altitude sick and you struggle physically and mentally, that it's just amazing to witness the journey of these people overcome their problems and their struggle and push their limits and tap into that source power of feeling invincible when you think you're about to quit and you want to quit, but you still keep on going. And when you make it, you're like, damn, I did something I never thought I would be able to do.
Yeah.
And that feeling gives you so much energy to keep moving forward in life. And when the first struggle hits you or when the first bump on the road comes, you're not going to quit. You're going to keep on going.
That's right. And that's exactly what you've been able to do.
I think this show is just on so many levels. It's, entertaining, and it's groundbreaking, because these people really, every day only got tougher. You had to learn a new skill to be able to summit this mountain, if it's, vertically ice climbing a wall or rappelling down 200 feet or learning how to go over crevasses, deadly crevasses on aluminum ladders, whatever it was, or set a camp on glacier. And none of these people had ever high altitude climbed. So you're taking total rookies and teaching them from 0 to 100 on a 20,000 foot mountain.
Wow. It's an amazing thing. And what a great thing for us to be able to experience, Jukka. And thank you so much for kind of being the one to help us to be able to see this world and to better appreciate why it's so important for us to live hard and to live out our dreams. Again, everyone, Jukka Hilden has been our guest. Make sure you all are staying connected with him on Instagram as well as on Twitter. You can find him there at Jukka Dudeson. That's JUKKADUDESON. That's where you all can follow him there. Stay connected with the amazing journey that he's on. And Jukka, it goes without saying, you're welcome back here anytime. I look forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you so much. Thanks for this, and you know what? Go there and take a swim with the snakes.
Jukka, I think I'm going to pass on that one.
It was fun. It wasn't lost for sure.
I think I'm going to pass on that one, but I will do this though. I will do this. I will definitely continue to watch you do it. How's that?
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Sometimes it's good to live some experiences through other eyes, through somebody else's experience.
There you go. There you go. I think that's what I will do, just to make sure I still have my job here. So, I will continue to do that. Thank you so much, Jukka, and I definitely look forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You do the same thing, and we thank your audience for tuning into this segment of Conversations Live. If you all came in late, you missed part of the conversation with Jukka, don't worry. Thanks to our online friends, you all can catch the replay right after we go off the air. The link is already available through our social media sites, so head over to Facebook.com/Cyrus Webb or go to Twitter.com/Cyrus Webb. You can click on the link there, listen to the show completely for free, and share it with your friends from there too. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. You all make it a great one.